I am Andrea Hodgson, and I was a teenage mother.
How old were you when you first got pregnant?
So I was 16 when I got pregnant and 17 when I had the baby.
How did you tell your parents you were pregnant?
So I didn't actually have to tell my parents I was pregnant because my mother went through my purse looking for cigarettes and she found my pregnancy test, which she thought was my cousin's pregnancy test because she couldn't believe that I myself would be pregnant. But in fact, I was, and it wasn't a pretty scene.
What was your parents' reaction?
So initially, they couldn't believe it. So I would say disbelief was their first reaction, followed immediately by anger, lots of it, and sadness lasted a long, long time. They were unhappy for quite a while.
Were your parents supportive?
My parents were very supportive, even though they were disappointed in me and angry. They did support me in the decisions I needed to make, and they were there for me for the entire pregnancy.
What was the father's reaction?
So the father of the baby wasn't happy about it either, and he was very kind in offering to pay for half of the abortion that he wanted me to have. So.
Did you have any consideration of adoption or abortion?
I would say if I did, it was very fleeting. I have younger brothers who were toddlers at the time, and coming from a big family, and a Catholic family, abortion would not have been an option for me, and adoption as well seemed that it wouldn't be the best fit for me, so I chose to have the baby.
Was the father involved at all?
The father of my child chose to not be involved in his life. It was a decision he made very early on in my pregnancy and one that he stuck to.
How did the people at school perceive you?
It actually was a mixed reaction at school. I had complete strangers tell me I was ruining my life when I would walk down the hall visibly pregnant. And I also had strangers that were very nice and supportive to me. I did have a teacher actually tell me that he did not expect me to graduate high school, and I proved him wrong. But so it was mixed. There was a little bit of both.
What was labor like at such a young age?
So labor is scary when you're 17 and pretty much alone. And for me, it was 12 hours long, and I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's 17. It's really scary for anybody at any age the first time you go through labor. But when you're so young and have no experience to draw from, it makes it a little bit harder than it normally would be.
What was the biggest sacrifice you had to make once having the child?
The biggest sacrifice was my social life. I didn't hang out with friends anymore when I had the baby. I didn't go to the senior prom because I didn't have a babysitter, and I spent most of my time doing schoolwork and trying to graduate high school so that I could go to college and hold a job, all while taking care of a baby. So no friends when you're a teenage mom.
Have you had any interaction with the father since the birth?
None.
What message do you have to kids about teen pregnancy?
My message would be give yourself time to be a kid. Don't hurry to have sex. There's no rush. And if you do decide, make sure you're informed, make sure you respect yourself, and make sure that you take precautions because babies are expensive and they last a lifetime.